I mean, you look at the Ole Miss's schedule. That's a team that should easily be undefeated with a 7 or 8 win season, or what season? Win their first 7 or 8 straight games, and be potentially in the top four already going into the back half of the schedule. Their schedule is so conducive to winning an SEC title next year. And if Ole Miss doesn't get to the SEC championship game this upcoming fall, when will they ever? They've got the team. They have got the schedule. They're avoiding some of the big dogs. They get Georgia, I believe, in Oxford this year. They avoid Alabama. This is the year to do it with that roster they've got. And if they don't do it now, like, geez, when are you going to do it?
Yeah, they're only going to be underdogs in 2 games, at LSU and against Georgia at home. That's it.
And they beat LSU this year. I mean, the problem is Lane has not really won big games. I mean, that's the thing that has plagued him, Brandon, really just about anywhere he's been, but certainly at Ole Miss. He's kind of like he's got a little bit of the James Franklin syndrome. He's going to win a lot of games, but he might not win the biggest games.
Yeah, it's almost like we tagged him as like the guy who's going to beat Nick Saban in Alabama, and he doesn't. But for some reason, he still gets that tag. I think he's actually helped a little bit by because of Ole Miss's past history against Alabama under Hugh Freeze. And then also just because of Kiffin's personality and knowing Saban's system and all that. But he had his chances, didn't really get it done. And, if he's going to prove himself as a championship calendar coach, this is the year to do it. Because you're right. They haven't really won a big, gigantic game at Ole Miss under Lane Kiffin. And, he's in danger this season, which I think anybody, almost practically any coach would beg to be, of just being labeled as, yeah, you're going to win 9 or 10 games, but you're just never going to win a championship. There's those type of coaches out there that can just do enough to get their teams to do that. But when the big moment comes, they just seemingly can't get it done. That's been the label, in the past with Texas Tech teams under Mike Leach, for example, winning 9, 10 games, just never being able to really win a Big 12 championship or make a big splash. And maybe Lane Kiffin's kind of like the more modern version of that right now. But we'll see this upcoming season. I love Ole Miss this year. I love Lane Kiffin as a coach. But that's the legacy he could potentially be leaving there at Ole Miss if he doesn't really make that next step this year.